down on what they have to do. They just have to get past this one game here in game number 1.
That's right. Game 1, top 16, YCS Houston. It's time to duel. Let's see who wins the die roll. Bryce is going to roll the dice first. Rolls
a 7.
That's the average.
As average as it gets.
Snake,
that seems like less.
Snake eyes. 2 is not going to be enough to beat 7. And now Bryce will be opting to go first. And our top 16 match is underway.
I think this is a situation. Wait. Oh, it looks like we're activating something in the draw phase, and that is Mulcharmy Fuwalos.
Fuwalos being activated in the draw phase.
Interesting choice there. I imagine at this point, both players have some kind of matchup knowledge of their opponent. You know, going into the top 16, it's very easy to see what players have been playing throughout the tournament, especially when there's so few remaining.
Definitely. And the advantage he gets there from using the false in the draw phase instead of waiting is he's playing around cards like Triple Tactics, Talent, needing the cards to be activated during the main phase only. So leading things off here with extra RYZEAL to send Duo Drive to the graveyard. The reason you send Duo Drive there is because when you exceed summon another copy of RYZEAL Duo Drive, it will be able to attach a RYZEAL monster from your graveyard underneath as material.
Yeah, normally, at least in the beginning of RYZEAL's dominance, you would send just any other monster like Aggregator, because you didn't need to actually be able to use Duo Drive's effect to attach, because you would usually search a copy of RYZEAL plugin along with the RYZEAL Cross to then insulate yourself from Nibiru, because at any point, if your opponent activates Nibiru, you could chain plugin to give your Duo Drive a material, and then you could add Resolution, use Cross to negate it. But since a lot of players have opted to take out plugin, now they need to put that extra material in the graveyard, so Duo Drive will have a material once Cross is out of the field.
Yeah, very interesting to know how that has developed as the format has shaped out. But we're going to see the Sword RYZEAL come down next, and then that's going to add a copy of Ice RYZEAL from the deck to the hand.
Unlikely to see Bryce summon it unless he's willing to commit to giving Aditya more cards here. Aditya choosing to shotgun the Fuwalos. This is a kind of an indication that your hand is strong. You don't need the draws as much. You just want to stop your opponent.
Stop your opponent, play around talents, all the sort of indicators that we're getting here from Aditya. I mean, that's something you got to do when you're playing Ego is wonder why. Why is my opponent deciding to use the card when he's using it? And sometimes you can maybe get some more information than you otherwise wouldn't. Yeah. So now we're going to overlay those 2 level 4 monsters for an Exceed Summon. I guess is going to be RYZEAL Duo Drive, but it looks like Bryce is contemplating. And yep, it is Duo Drive.
Duo Drive makes a lot of sense here. You're going to give your opponent an additional card, assuming you're going to end on the detonator later in the turn. But it's always worth it, because if they did have an answer to the detonator, they were going to have it anyway, even without the draw. So like if they were going to respond to the Duo Drive, they would have had an answer to the detonator anyway. But it looks like we're going to be using Ash Blossom, a card that would not have worked on detonator.
But now he has activated a monster effect during the main phase, so Triple Tactics Talents will be back online.
We'll see if Bryce opts to use it now or after allowing Aditya to draw another card, because I don't think he's going to pass with just the Duo Drive here. Unless he can see that his opponent has no plays, we're going to opt for Talents right now, and that looks like a strong hand here. It's Teus, Poseidra, Dragoons, and Minstrel.
That is a lot of water monsters, a lot of good going second cards. I think you have to put back that Poseidra, but he's still going to have the Minstrel and Dragoons access. You could put back the Dragoons.
I think you have to put back the Dragoon.
No, but
there's no good choice. There's no good choice.
The Poseidra will get you 2 Dragoons. The Teus, it's between Poseidra and Dragoons, I think, and I think you just have to put back the Poseidra. Yeah, you can see it's a tough thought here from Bryce, because there really is not a right answer. So do you think the fact that he's using Talents now to look at the hand and shuffle back means he's not going to be going back into his extra deck this turn?
I think it was very much a consideration. He was going to kind of see if he needed to. If he saw that his opponent didn't have very many plays, I think he was going to for sure not go back in. But now he might have to, assuming his other cards in his hand can't handle the cards that remain in Aditya's hand, right? Because if you know that the cards you currently have available will not be able to answer what your opponent currently has available, then you have to commit more.
That's true. Maybe his first thought was going to be not to summon anymore, but after he sees what his cards are, plans change.
I mean, he has perfect information here up until choosing to summon another monster from the extra deck. I mean, it's rough because the monster that he added to his hand was Ice RYZEAL, so normal summoning Ice RYZEAL will also give Aditya another card here, so it's going to be really difficult, but we're activating a Pot of Desires here. This will be resolving to draw 2 fresh cards.
Interesting that you use the Talents for the Desires, but
I mean, yeah, Ash is already used, right? There's not any necessarily
repercussions or something bad that could happen?
I think he was really hoping to cut Aditya off entirely with that talent to get lucky, so that Duo Drive can survive another turn, and then he can get those cards out of the deck before activating Desires. But I mean, very, very risky play, but I mean, if he was able to be rewarded, then he could take that risk, right? Because if he found out that Aditya does have a playable hand, then he could still activate Desires after the fact.
True. All right, looks like he's contemplating setting a card face down, setting another card face down, another card face down, another card face down.
I don't know how real all of those can be. At least, I imagine at least 2 of them are real. I do not think all 4 of them are real. At this point, I do not think you're going to normal summon Ice RYZEAL. You've given your opponent a lot of information. You're not going to give them 2 draws to make this worth their while. Are we setting it? We're setting it.
Sets Ice RYZEAL.
Oh, man, we're taking a lot of risks. We end up putting back the Dragoons, right? Poseidra is able to go after a lot of these cards here. I think Bryce might be aware of effects along the lines of Poseidra Abyss. Nope. Oh, we drew Neptabyss?
That's a good draw. He's going to lead with Neptabyss. And you know how strong it is because he's revealing the one card he drew, but it's the best card he could use,
absolutely the best card. It demands an answer.
It doesn't have an immediate answer, so he's able to pay the cost for Neptabyss to send an Atlantean.
I mean, we're going to get access to the Dragoons again, and now I think this game's over.
That is fine.
Neptabyss is allowed to resolve here after sending Dragoons as cost.
Yeah, I was going to say, I hope Bryce does something like Call by the Grave or something on Atlantean Dragoons could turn things around, but no response to the Dragoons.
I mean, thus
no
far.
Response to the Neptabyss. Yeah, he could still be holding it.
Yeah, wait until the Dragoons activates is fine. Not give Aditya the information before he chooses what he adds off Neptabyss. Given, I think, if it was a Call by the Grave, there was potentially reason enough to use it on the Ash Blossom or the Fuelos, right? So it's highly doubtful that there is a Call by the Grave set. We're going to be adding the Abyss Shrine, and then Dragoons was able to activate and resolve to add Shadow Squad.
Maybe another Talents.
And here Aditya trying to run through what those face downs could possibly be. Metaltronus is a fair assessment. It's a card that's popular in a lot of main decks this weekend. Not so strong against the Atlantean Mermail deck.
I mean, he can lead with Poseidra, or it looks like we're going to be leading with Teus. I think he wants to just get 2 level 7s on the field as soon as he can to threaten the rank 7 of Poseidra Abyss, which will immediately answer most threats that Bryce could have.
So the Shadow Squad will specials from deck. Abyss will add a Mermail from the deck to the hand. So he gets the best of both worlds.
We already have Shrine, so Teus will add another Shadow Squad, and Shadow Squad will be summoning a copy of Dragoons. Looks like still no responses from Bryce. And now we're going to be activating the Poseidra, sending the Neptabyss from the field here. That's going to be able to trigger in a different chain to try to summon back that Shadow Squad.
Targeting.
So activating the Neptabyss Chainlink 1. Okay, to go after the Dragoons, and then Poseidra Chainlink 2, sending infantry as cost. And it will target that set right there.
Bounces it, right?
Correct.
Yep, it goes back to the hand.
No response.
All right. So now that will resolve. The set will be returned to the hand. Neptabyss will resummon Dragoons, and in the following chain, infantry can target the Duo Drive to destroy it.
Yeah, no response.
Duo Drive is going to duo down to the graveyard.
Slowly but surely, Aditya is getting rid of Bryce's resources while amassing more of his own, and now we have 2 level 4s. We're going into Bahamut Shark.
With 2 Dragoons underneath.
We're going to be able to detach Dragoons for the effect of a water monster. It's going to be met with infinite permanence that does cut off the Totally Awesome, but Dragoons will be able to activate once again.
I mean, that's the big part about the Bahamut Shark, is not only are you attempting to special summon a Totally Awesome, you're also going to be able to trigger the effect of the Dragoons, which is just huge.
I'm surprised Bryce is still trying to play.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think he's at 5. Oh, he's 4 right now, I think. The Fualis is a wind.
Fualis is a wind, yeah.
Yeah, so he's at 4, I believe. So he needs to get 1 more water monster in the graveyard before that Moon Glacier is online.
Looks like we're going to be overlaying
Abyss Trait.
For the Abyss Trait.
Effective Abyss Trait.
Abyss Trite's going to
Resummon
back.
Target Atlantean Dragoons to summon.
Dragoons again.
And now we can overlay for Poseidra Abyss.
Special Poseidra Abyss.
Okay.
Poseidra Abyss was allowed to be summoned. Now you're able to detach
Poseidra
2
Abyss.
here.
Detach 2 and send a water from my deck to grave for cost.
Yep. Another as cost effect.
Non-targeting. I'll send this, and I'll send a Dragoons.
Sending yet another copy of Dragoons here.
Non-targeting.
Just trying to get rid of as many of Bryce's resources as he can. Just going to, put it all back in the hand. So now they're extremely vulnerable to Mullen Glacier, as well as being able to get another copy of Nectabis to hand. And keep in mind, he still has Abyss Shrine in hand, so at any point he could access Coelacanth from the deck.
He has the Mullen Glacier in hand, yeah.
They're counting out the waters.
6.
He's at 6. He needs to bring one back without putting another one in the graveyard.
I don't even know if he really needs to summon Mullen Glacier at this point, but
Shrine.
all right, we're going to use the effect of the Abyss Shrine.
I mean, yeah, he just has to find a way to get to 8,000 points of damage, and he'll be taking game number 1 here, despite going first.
There is the Coelacanth, straight from the deck.
It's super. It's ancient.
And we're entering the battle phase, and it's good.
And Aditya are reigning.
But we're going to see in game 2 if he's able to do it again. The hands are drawn. Looks like the players are ready to get started.
Let's go. All right. Right. Looking at his hand.
Is there a main phase check? Any Molcharmies from the hand here from Aditya? It doesn't seem like it.
Things already off to a better start for Bryce from the get. No,
Oh.
I spoke too soon. Set 2 pass, no RYZEAL cards. This is a huge opportunity for Aditya.
And we talked about having a really compact engine and focusing on all that non-engine that pure RYZEAL can do, but that just means you're playing less engine. And we're starting with Minstrel Discard Dragoons. Let's take a look at what those cards are in your hand. They weren't starters, so what interruptions could he have here? Drone Lockbird.
Plug-in and talent.
The Droll's gone. The Droll is gone.
Oh, plug-in and talent. Nothing there. And now Dragoons is going to activate. Bryce, you're going to need something special in that Spell and Trap Zone to get back into this game.
I mean, what does Aditya think those sets are? They could be something along the lines of not Called by the Grave that would have hit the Dragoons. It could be Infinite Permanence. He could be thinking about cards like Metal Tronus, but I don't think he would keep that in.
Probably not. But yeah, Teus discards Shadow Squad.
Giving a lot of information here, because I believe the Dragoons added the Prince Neptibus, but we're going to be leading with the Abyss Teus instead. So Bryce has a good amount of information on Aditya's hand, but Aditya just seeing how he wants to generate as much advantage as he can for himself.
Just to adds the Abyss Shrine, special summon Neptibus from the deck, activates Neptibus effect as a cost to send probably another copy of Dragoons to the graveyard.
Yep. Does that merit a response from Bryce? It looks like it's good. So that's going to be able to add Poseidra here, and then Dragoons will be able to resolve.
This is gonna win after this.
Getting another copy of Neptibus. We will likely see Poseidra being activated next to go after one of those sets. At least force out some more of Bryce's interruptions if there are any. Yep, there is Poseidra.
This is the play we've seen all weekend. It's been Poseidra send Neptibus, because you're getting that giant monster on the board. The Neptibus is going to summon back. It definitely has been the key card to send with Poseidra.
I mean, Neptibus getting maximum value, getting 2 cards initially on its own summon, and then getting another card from its effect in graveyard. And it's a body on the field. It doesn't really matter. You're typically just linking it away anyway.
And did he send the Bystius with the Poseidra?
Yeah, there's nothing left, right?
Yeah, he has so much going for him that he just has to just send any card, any Mermail.
Now, if Aditya can put another level 4 monster on the field here to set up a Bahamut Shark once again, he can lock this game up very quickly.
Is it okay if I look at your graveyard?
Yeah, go ahead.
Bryce forgot to go to his swimming lessons this weekend, and he is drowning here in this match.
He's already sounding a little defeated. I mean, at this point, when you open your hand, game 2, already down a game, and you see no plays, it is really hard. But now we're going to be activating the Abyss Shrine, discarding the Dragoons, likely going into that Coelacanth. I mean, you know there's no threat of Nibiru. There's Coelacanth, Dragoons is going to be able to trigger. getting yet another card from the deck here, going for the infantry.
That in the
Just
main
in-
phase is fine.
Just in case anything goes wrong, he's going to have the infantry. He's going to go
will
straight
take the
battle.
eight.
We're just going straight to battle
Oh,
phase.
he could have the Book of Moon to
I
survive.
will
Come
take
on.
the seven.
Book of Moon. Book of Moon. Book of Moon. Say it with me, chat. Book of Moon.
I will.
Yes.
Okay, it's something. It has to be Book of Moon, right? I'm surprised he didn't use it on the Neptibus, but I guess it, like.
Book of Moon. Book of Moon. Let's go. Sealant Keth going to his town. You hear a
What's he gonna do about it? I
Well
don't-
played. He said well played. The game's not over yet, but we know his hand is not good.
It's atrocious. He'll get the Droll and Lockbird back.
Oh boy. There I go, activating Droll and Lockbird again. But no, I mean, there's plenty of top decks. Pot of Desires would be a great one, but Aditya is going to main phase 2. He's not even close to done with his turn just yet.
Aditya just really needs to find access to a way to summon Bahamut Shark here, because then you can just set up an interruption for you.
He has it right here, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm looking for. You can summon the other Dragoons. You're going to be able to set up the Bahamut Shark here. And then you just need to have the infantry available in your hand with the Shrine in the Grave to really stop your opponent's normal summon and then have the Bahamut Shark available to stop the tactics. I think that's really what you're looking for here.
Yeah, I wish he had Nibiru. Nibiru the Primal Being just has not been coming down for duelists this weekend.
I mean, I don't think that would have been useful into the Minstrel, right? We started with Minstrel.
Yeah, no, we know he doesn't have it, but it just reminded me that this weekend it just hasn't been like around. People have not been drawing it. But that's totally awesome by Aditya's standards as it comes down onto the field from the Bahamut Shark. The Dragoon's effect will add another copy of the Shadow Squad to the hand.
Now, can we set up an Abyss Gaios as well to really lock this game up? Because the infantry on its own will not be able to stop a normal summon of like Ice RYZEAL, or even like an X RYZEAL off the top could put Bryce back in this game.
Yeah, he would need something like X over Pot of Desires now since the Toad is alive. Bryce trying to navigate these shark-infested waters, but it is going to be tough to come back in this one after such a slow start.
All right, we're going to be linking away the Bahamut Shark and the Abyss Trite here. Is it going to be Coral Anemone? Is it going to be...
It's going to be Oshia, right?
Abyss Ocean? Yeah.
Mermail Abyss Oshia?
Abyss Glacia.
Just Glacia.
Abyss
Oshia
Glacia,
is the
yeah.
main deck monster.
Yes.
Glacia is the link. Yep. Close.
All right, so now we're going to be passing with the Toad setup. We have the Abyss Shrine in the graveyard.
And he just drew another copy of Droll and Lockbird.
Did he?
Yeah.
That
Devastating.
is so disappointing.
I mean, I thought he was putting his hand on his deck and calling it, honestly. That's what
it's gonna be moments away.
I think he's just enjoying his last set of monster face down. You know, I can respect this. Going
He's
down,
counting his chickens, yeah.
I mean, he's just going down, playing his hand the best that he can play it. There's nothing else to do but set some cards face down. So now he's going to use the Glacia, discard 2. Let's see what he goes to add.
This is doing the end phase, correct?
He's going to add Mermail Abyss Spike.
And then Neptibus can trigger. Let's see what he goes for. Poseidra again. Poseidra is able to trigger to send another card here. Poseidra really the card that put this all together.
Really, I mean, yeah. Bryce is just in a car underwater with time to kill. And now
Another Teos.
I think these Teos are just being sent as cost from the deck for Poseidra.
I will concede.
Nope, Bryce has seen enough monsters on the field. He just drew nothing here in game